All right, in this lesson, we are going to be talking about the volume and the surface area of spheres. Remember that a sphere is just simply a ball, okay? That's just a ball, and the basic shape of a ball is a bunch of circles that are just combined together and everything around a center. So we're going to be using pi. Remember that pi is 3.14, all right? And so to find the volume of a sphere, you're going to say 4 times pi, or times 3.14, times the radius to the third power. Okay, so you're going to have to raise that to the third power. Remember, so that would be saying radius times radius times radius. All of that then is going to be divided by 3. All right? And then to find the surface area, or the distance around all the way around the outside of the ball, you're just going to say 4 times pi times the radius squared. All right? So when we're looking at this, it says we want to find the volume. So volume is 4 times pi times the radius to the third power, all that divided by 3. And then we're also going to want to find the surface area, which is 4 times pi times the radius squared. Okay? All right, so we're given that our radius right here is 7.7, so we're just going to plug that in. Okay, so we're going to say 4 times 3.14 times 7.7 to the third power. All of that divided by 3. If we pull up our calculators, okay, use your graphing calculator, and I'm going to move it over here. Okay, so we're going to say 4 times 3.14 times 7.7. Now, we're used to using squared here, but we're going to raise it to the third power, which that's this little caret here, raised to the third power. When we do that, find the answer, that's 5,734.05448. Okay, so that's so we have all of that. All right, and then we're just going to take that and we're going to divide that whole thing by 3. All right, and we end up with 1,911. Okay, so that's 1,911 point, and we'll have to go back to it, 351,439. We're going to round it off to 2 decimal places, 35. Okay, 0.35. Okay, so 0.35. All right. To find the surface area, it's just 4 times 3.14 times 7.7 squared to the second power. Okay, so when we do that, we're going to say 4 times 3.14 times 7.7, and we're going to use a square button here, and we end up with 744.6824. 744.6824. Okay, and if we run it off, we could run it off to 744.68. All right. Once again, this sphere here, we have volume, okay, is 4 times 3.14 times the radius squared, okay, which is, or not squared, cubed, 16.5 to the third power, all of that divided by 3. Okay, so I'm going to do it all in one step here, and this is important that you, if you want to do it all in one step, it's important that you use the parentheses, because we want to multiply all of this up here first before we divide by 3. Okay, so we're going to say, clear that out from the last problem, so we're going to say parentheses 4 times 3.14 times 16.5 to the third power, and then close the parentheses, and then divide it by 3, and we end up with 18,807 and 3/100ths. 18,807 and 3/100ths. Okay, and that would be cubic centimeters. Okay, because we're talking about volume. Okay, and if we're talking about surface area, remember it's just 4 times pi times the radius squared, and this time is 16.5 squared. All right, when we plug that into the calculator, we end up with 4 times 3.14 times 16.5 squared, and we end up with, oh, I hit the wrong button. I did to the -1. All right, hang on. Let me clear it out. 4 times 3.14 times 16.5 to the second power, and 3,419 and 4600. 3,419 and 3,419 and 4600ths. All right. And then the last problem that we're going to do. Okay, now the difference here is that we're given the diameter. Okay, so the radius, remember the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So in this case, it'd be 24 divided by 2, which is equal to, the radius is equal to 12. Okay, and so we're going to say the volume is equal to 4 times 3.14 times the radius, or 12 to the third power, all of that divided by 3. Okay, so when we plug that into our calculator, move my calculator over to this side. So we use the parentheses. Let me clear it out. Four times 3.14 times 12 to the third power, all of that, close parentheses, divided by 3, and we end up with 7,234.56. 7,234.56 meters cubed. Okay, and to find the surface area is just 4 times the radius. I'm sorry, 4 times pi, or 3.14, times the radius squared. Okay, plug that into the calculator. Okay, so remember the radius, this radius is that's 12, okay? All right. So we're going to say 4 times 3.14 times 12 to the second power is 1808.64. Okay, that's a point right there. Okay, and that is just surface area is area, so it's meters squared. All right. All right, so that does it for this lesson. Make sure that you have written down those two formulas at the beginning. Make sure you ask me questions if you have any questions. We'll talk to y'all later on.